हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसीमकरन्दवायुः अन्तर्गतस्वविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभमक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततन्वो. नेह यत्कर्मधर्माय न विरागाय कल्पते, न तीर्थपदसेवायै जीवन्नपि मृतो हि सः. प्रसङ्गमजरं पाशम् आत्मनः कवयो विदुः, स एव साधुषु कृतो मोक्षद्वारमपावृतम्. तितिक्षवकारुणिका सुहृदः सर्वदेहिनाम्, अजातशत्रवः शान्ताः साधवः साधुभूषणा. सतां प्रसङ्गान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायना कथाः. तज्जोषणादाशपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति. हासं हरेरवनताखिललोकतीव्र शोकाश्रुसागरविशोषणमत्युदारम्. सम्मोहनाय रचितं निजमाययास्य भ्रूमण्डलं मुनिकृते मकरध्वजस्य. मद्गुणश्रुतिमात्रेण मयि सर्वगुहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छिन्ना यथा गङ्गां वसोऽम्बुदौ. लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य युदाहृतम् अहेतुक्यव्यवहिताया भक्तिपुरुषोत्तमे. सालोक्यसारष्टिसामीप्य सारूप्यैकत्वमप्युत दीयमानं न गृह्णन्ति विनामत्सेवनं जनाः. यन्नामधेय श्रवणानुकीर्तनात् यत्प्रवलनाद् यत्स्मरणादपि क्वचित् श्वादोऽपि सद्य सवनाय कल्पते कुतः पुनस्ते भगवन्नुदर्शनात्. अहो बतश्व पचतो गरीया यज्जिह्वाग्रे वर्तते नाम तुभ्यम्. ते पुस्तपस्ते जुहुवुसस्नुरार्या ब्रह्मानुचुर्नाम गृह्णन्ति ये ते. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are continuing our study of Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam in our Bhakti Vaibhava course. Canto 3, Chapter 28, entitled Lord Kapil Dev's Instructions on Devotional Service. Text 11. Bhagwan Shri Kapil Dev is telling his mother, Srimati Devahuti Devi, and through her to all of us. प्राणायामैर्दहेद्दोषान् धारणाभिश्चकिल्बिषान् प्रत्याहारेण संसर्गान् ध्यानेनानीश्वरान् गुणान्. By practicing the process of pranayam, one can eradicate the contamination of his physiological condition. Dahed doshan. All the doshas in the body can be removed by pranayama dahed doshan. And dharana. By concentrating the mind, one can become free from all sinful reaction. Dharanabhischa kilbhishan. Kilbhish. All the sinful activities can be removed. By restraining the senses, one can free himself from material association. Pratyahar means to control the senses. Pratyaharena samsargan. We can, by restraining the senses from material association, one can become purified. And dhyanenan ishwaran gunan. We can cross over the gunas, the material modes that bind us, by meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Bhagwan Kapil Dev is telling different things that can be done. By pranayam, our body can become balanced and cleansed of all the doshas, imbalances, contamination. By dharana, by concentrating the mind, stabilizing the mind, we become free from sinful activities. Because sinful activities happen when the mind is uncontrolled. So when we control the mind, then our sinful activities are eradicated. And pratyahar, by restraining the senses, we become free from material contamination. When we engage the senses in material enjoyment, our senses become polluted. We watch a movie, mundane movie with the eyes, our eyes become contaminated. We eat non Krishna Prasad, our mouth, tongue becomes contaminated. Hmm? We hear mundane things with our ears, mundane Hollywood, Bollywood music, our ears become contaminated. So when we control our senses, we withdraw our senses from material sense gratification, then we become purified. And dhyane nanishwaran gunan. We cross over the gunas by meditating upon dhyan, by meditating upon Ishwar, the Supreme Lord. That is what Bhagwan Kapil Dev is telling us. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, according to Ayurvedic medical science, the three items, Kapha, Pitta, and Vayu, Kapha, Pitta, Vat, maintain the physiological condition of the body. Now, Prabhupada says modern science, medical science may not accept this, but this is the truth. This is how Ayurveda describes, and Ayurveda is the perfect knowledge because it comes from Bhagwan directly. It's Vedic knowledge. In the second paragraph, second line, second sentence, Srila Prabhupada says regarding dhyanenanishwaran gunan, it is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita that one who engages himself in unalloyed devotional service of Bhagwan at once becomes transcendental to three modes of material nature and immediately realizes his identification with Brahman. Sa gunan samati taitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Srila Prabhupada quotes this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, Bhakti Yoga is a feasible process that begins with Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting. Bhakti Yoga and other yogas, means Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, have as their ultimate goal the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Bhakti Yoga is practical, and other processes like Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga are difficult. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ataiva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashanta. Srila Prabhupada says, one is practical, which one? Bhakti Yoga. And others are difficult. Which are difficult? Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga. One has to purify his physical condition by concentration and by restraint of the senses. The mind should be concentrated. Therefore, we chant 2 hours every day. And the senses have to be restrained. Therefore, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. Then one can fix his mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is called Samadhi. Tetu antagatam papam janana punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrata. Dridhavrat bhajan, to do, one needs to stop sinful activities. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada has asked us to follow the four regulative principles and then develop our love for Krishna by chanting Krishna's holy names. Text 12. Yada manaswam virajam yogena susamahitam kashtham bhagavato dhyayet svanasagravalokanah. When the mind is perfectly purified by this practice of yoga, one should concentrate on the tip of the nose with half closed eyes, like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just tip of the nose. Why not close the eyes completely? Because one may fall asleep. Why not keep the eyes completely open and look here and there? Then it will be radar chanting. Just looking and chanting. Scanning. That is also not good chanting. So best is to keep the eyes neither closed nor open and just like this. Nasagra drishti. Like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Requires practice, but that's what Bhagwan Kapil Dev is advising us. When the mind is perfectly purified by this practice of yoga, one should concentrate on the tip of the nose with half closed eyes and see the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead. See the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the heart. Purport. Srila Prabhupada says the word Kashtham refers to Paramatma. The Supreme Godhead is Krishna, and from Krishna comes the first expansion, Baladev. And from Baladev come Sankarshan, Aniruddha, and many other forms, followed by the Purusha avatars. Who are the Purusha avatars? Please raise your hand. Yes, Satyarumataji, who are the Purusha avatars?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Karanodakashaya Vishnu, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakashaya Vishnu.
Very good. Correct. Last sentence. In this verse, it is clearly stated that one must meditate by fixing the vision on the tip of the nose and concentrating one's mind on the Kala. Kala means plenary expansion of Lord Vishnu. And this plenary expansion of Lord Vishnu, how he looks, how he appears, his physical features and beauty will be described in the subsequent verses. Text 13. Prasannavadana bhojam padma garbharune kshanam nilotpaladala shamam shankhachakra gadadharam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has a cheerful, lotus-like countenance. Countenance means face. With ruddy eyes like the interior of a lotus and a swarthy body. Swarthy body means dark complexion. Swarthy body like the petals of a blue lotus. He bears a conch shell, discus, Sudarshan Chakra, Panchajanya Shankha, and a mace, Kaumodaki Gada, in three of his hands. Shankha Chakra, Gada. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, it is definitely recommended herein that one concentrate his mind upon the form of Vishnu. Clearly it is said, Nilotpaladala Shamam Shankha Chakra Gadadharam. Very beautiful description. Look at the second paragraph of the purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, the color of the personality of Godhead Krishna is described here as Nilotpaladala, meaning that it is like that of a lotus flower with petals tinted blue and white. Nilotpaladala, bluish white. So Krishna is bluish. Srila Prabhupada says, people always ask why Krishna is blue. The color of the Lord has not been imagined by an artist. It is described in authoritative scripture. In the Brahma Samhita also, the color of Krishna's body is compared to that of a bluish cloud. Who knows the verse? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes. Oh, wait, Satyavati, not you, somebody else. Janani Mataji? Sorry, Satyavati. Want to give others also chance. Yes, Janani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Is it Shyamam Tribanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham
Correct.
Govindam
Shamam means his dark complexion, but like a cloud. Here, Prabhupada says in Brahma Samhita, it is said Krishna's bodily color is compared to a bluish cloud. Yes, Mukta Sangha Prabhu. Prabhu, you have to unmute. Sorry, unmute again. Sorry.
Is it Venum Kwanantam Ravinda Dalaya Taksham Barhavatam Tamasitam Pudasum?
Ambuda Sundarangam.
Yeah.
Yes. Ambuda means the cloud. Very nice. That is the verse that Srila Prabhupada is referring to. So Srila Prabhupada says the color of the Lord is not some poetical imagination. Poetic imagination nahi hai. It is based on authoritative scriptures like Brahma Samhita and here Srimad Bhagavatam. Nilotpaladala Shamam. Text 14. Lasat Pankaja Kinjalka Pita Kausheya Vasasam Shrivatsa Vakshasam Bhrajat Kaustubha Mukta Kandharam. His loins are covered by a shining cloth, yellowish in color, like the filaments of a lotus. So Krishna's legs are covered by a yellow dhoti, pitambar dhoti. Vakshasam Shrivatsa. On his chest, there is the Shrivatsa mark, which represents Sri Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune. And it is a golden whitish tuft of hair on the chest. Suvarna Romavali. The brilliant Kaustub gem is suspended from his neck. Bhrajat. Bhrajat means brilliant. Bhrajat Kaustuba Amukta Kandharam. From his neck is hanging the Kaustub Mani. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the exact color of the garment of the Supreme Lord is described as saffron yellow, just like the pollen of a lotus flower. The Kaustub gem hanging on his chest is also described. It's very brilliant. His neck is beautifully decorated with jewels and pearls. The Lord is full in 6 opulences, one of which is wealth. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashashriya jnanam vairagyam. He is richly dressed with valuable jewels which are not visible within this material world. These jewels that Krishna is wearing, Kaustub Mani, the Mukta Mala, the pearl necklace, this is not some pearls or Kaustub Mani is not some money that you find in a jeweler shop. It is aprakrit. It is not from this material world, Prabhupada says. Text 15. So very beautiful description of Krishna. Let's read it. Mattadvirepa Kalaya Paritam Vanamalaya Parardhya Haravalaya Kiritangadanupuram. Lord Vishnu also wears around his neck a garland of attractive sylvan flowers and a swarm of bees. Matta Dvirepa. Dvirepa means bees. They are humming, kalaya. Humming bees. They are intoxicated by the delicious nectarian fragrance of the flower garland that Krishna is wearing. These bees, the swarm of these bees hums about the garland. Bzz, bzz. They're humming around the garland. Krishna is further superbly adorned with a pearl necklace, a crown, and pair of armlets, bracelets, and anklets. And he also has Vanamala, garland of forest flower. And Parardhya Har, he also wears a har made of jewels. And then Valaya means bracelets, Kirita means crown, Angada means armlets, and Nupuram means anklets. Krishna wears anklets, bracelets, armlets, everything. Necklace. So Krishna is very beautiful. So there is no place for Daridra Narayan. Narayan is never Daridra. In fact, one of his opulences is wealth. Purport. From this description, it appears that the flower garland of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always fresh. This is important. It's always fresh. Paritam Vana Malaya. In Vaikuntha or spiritual sky, there is nothing but freshness, Srila Prabhupada says. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says that everything is spiritual in the spiritual world, that nothing is material. So we should not think any of these things, the Nupur, Kirit, Har, the Vanmala, nothing is material. It sounds material. Yes, flower garland, we have also seen politicians, they wear flower garland all the time. No, no, no. It's not flower garland like that. These are spiritual flowers in Shantaras. Further down, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, the bees hum around the fresh flowers and their sweet sound is enjoyed by the Lord. This is the difference, my dear friends. Please listen carefully. In this material world, when bumblebees or honeybees are buzzing, imagine we are wearing a flower garland and there's a swarm of bees bzzz, buzzing. What will happen? We will immediately panic. Oh, why all this swarm of bees is coming? We'll try to get rid of them, or we'll try to remove the garland and throw it, or we will run away. Because a swarm of bees is buzzing around the flower garland that we are wearing. It will be very uncomfortable situation. But these bees are spiritual. They're in Shantaras and buzz, they're constantly humming the beautiful names of Krishna. And Krishna is enjoying their kirtan. Prabhupada says, the bees hum around the fresh flowers and their sweet sound is enjoyed by the Lord. So they are offering music by their humming, and Krishna is enjoying that music. So beautiful. Kachi gunolla shronim hridayam bhoja vishtaram darshaniyatamam shantam manonayana vardhanam. His loins and hips encircle by a girdle. They're encircled by a girdle. He stands on the lotus of his devotee's heart. Hridayamboja Vishtaram. Vishtaram. He sits on the lotus of the heart of the devotees. Haribol. So beautiful. Hridayamboja Vishtaram. And his serene aspect, his serene glance gladdens the eyes and souls of the devotees who behold him. Darshaniya. Krishna is very much worth looking at. Very beautiful purport, Srila Prabhupada writes. Kanchi means his girdle, his belt area. Guna Ullasat. He wears a very effulgent belt, girdle. And he stands on the lotus of his devotee's heart. Purport. Srila Prabhupada says the word Darshaniyatamam, which is used in this verse, means that Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna is so beautiful that the bhakti yogi, the devotee yogi, does not wish to see anything else. His desire is to see beautiful objects. His desire to see beautiful objects is completely satisfied by the sight of the Lord. In the material world, we want to see beauty of the material world, but the desire is never satisfied. So pure devotee is always satisfied just having darshan of Krishna. Can you give me an example from the Vaishnava history of some devotee who prayed that I only want to see the Lord? Kuresh. Haribol. Remember Kuresh? He prayed to Lord Varadraj that may I always see just your form and nothing else. Shripad Ramanujacharya, my guru, and your form. That's all. Text 17. Apichya darshanam shashvat sarvaloka namaskritam santam vayasi kaishore Bhrityanugraha Kataram. The Lord is eternally very beautiful and he is worshipable by all the inhabitants of every planet. Sarvaloka Namaskritam. Krishna is worshipable by everyone in every planet. A prime minister of a country or a president of a country is respected, worshipable in that country and countries where they have good relationship. Correct? You think if the president of America goes to North Korea, they will be respected? So the influence, respectability of a person is limited to geographical area. But Krishna is such a person that Krishna is worshipable and respected by everyone in every planet. Krishna can go to Swargalok, he'll be respected. Krishna can go to Patal he'll be respected. Krishna can go to Brahmalok, he'll be respected. Krishna can go to Shivdham and he will be respected. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Because he is Deva Dev Krishna. He is everyone's God. The Lord is eternally very beautiful. Apicha darshanam shashvat. Shashvat, his beauty is shashvat, eternal. That is the difference. Our beauty lasts for a few years. Now in our 40s or 50s, we look at our photos. When we were teenagers, we see, Arey, this should be my profile picture. I was so young, I was so good looking. Our beauty, if at all there is any beauty, it is very fleeting. But Krishna is always beautiful. Radharaman Lal is still as fresh and beautiful as he was 500 years ago when Gopal Bhatta Goswami was worshipping him, isn't it? That is the beauty of Krishna. Whereas our beauty, if there is any beauty, it is very fleeting. Anityam asukham lokam. He is ever youthful and always eager to bestow his blessings upon his devotees. Bhrityanugraha kataram. He is always eager to give anugraha to his Bhritya. Bhritya anugraha kataram. Kataram is always eager. Purport. The word Sarvaloka Namaskritam means that Krishna is worshipable by everyone on every planet. This is his yash. Shashwat means ever existing. That beauty is not temporary. Krishna's beauty is not temporary, it is ever existing. He is always youthful. In the Brahma Samhita 5.33 also it is stated, Advaitam achyutamana dimananta rupam madhyam purana purusham nava yauvanam scha vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. That he is Purana Purusham. He is the oldest person. But he is Nava Yauvanam Cha. He is always eternally youthful. This is a spiritual paradox. Krishna is the oldest, but he is ever youthful. The Lord's facial expression always indicates that he is ready to shower favor and benediction to the devotees. And for the non-devotees, he is always silent. Why? Because non-devotees are silent towards Krishna. They are not interested in Krishna. So Krishna is silent. Devotees are speaking to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Radharani, oh Krishna, please engage me in your loving devotional service. Devotees are speaking to Krishna. So Krishna is always eager to reciprocate. Ye yathama prapadyante, tam satya bhajami. Samoham sarubhuteshu. He is equal to everyone. And as you approach, he reciprocates. Non-devotees neglect Krishna, so Krishna doesn't bother with them. Devotees are always worshipping Krishna, always thinking of Krishna. So Krishna is always thinking of them, always blessing them, fulfilling their prayers. Shadanga Sharanagati Hoibe Jahar Tahara Prarthana Shune Nanda Kumar, Shri Nanda Kumar. So Lord's facial expression always, it indicates that Krishna is ready to show favor and benediction to the devotees. And for the non-devotees, however, he is silent. Just as the devotees are always eager to render service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna is also very eager to bestow benediction upon the pure devotees. Text 18. Kirtanya tirtha yashasam punya shloka yashaskaram dhyaye devam samagrangam yavannachyavate manaha. The glory of the Lord is always worth singing, for his glories enhance the glories of his devotees. One should therefore meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead and upon his devotees. One should meditate on the eternal form of the Lord until the mind becomes fixed. So here Bhagwan Kapil Dev is saying, glory of the Lord is always worth singing. He is Kirtanya Tirtha Yashasam. Krishna's glories are worth repeating. And Punya Shloka Yashakaram. And Krishna enhances the glory of his devotees. Haribol. Lord Ramachandra required a bridge, but he empowered Hanuman to fly. So it appears that Hanuman is greater, more powerful. This is Krishna's nature. Krishna did not kill all these demons in Kurukshetra, but he empowered Arjun to do it. Krishna did not kill Jarasandha, fighting with him 17 times, but he empowered Bhim to kill. He could have easily killed. In fact, he told Bhim how to kill Jarasandha. Krishna himself could have. But no, he got Jarasandha killed through Bhim so that Bhim will be glorified. When Aghasur had killed all the friends of Krishna and all the calves, Krishna simply looked at them. Kaliya also, when Kaliya had killed the calves and the friends, Krishna simply looked at them and brought them back to full health. Could Lord Ramachandra not have done that with Lakshman? Lakshman himself is Balram. But Hanumanji has to go jump. Hanumanji doesn't say, "Hey, chal, you are Balram." Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tahara Dutiya De Shri Balaram. That Balram is Lakshman and that Krishna is Ram. You don't need my help. Chalo, stop all this. No. But this is the Leela. Hanumanji jumps to bring Sanjeevani herb, to bring Lakshman back to life, showing that the devotee is greater than Bhagwan. That is called as Punya Shloka Yashakaram. Punya Shloka means devotee. Yashakaram means Krishna enhances the glory of his own devotees. And therefore, Dhyayet Devam Samagrangam. One should meditate on the Lord with all his limbs until the mind becomes fixed. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, one has to fix his mind on the Supreme Personality of God constantly. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu maam anusmara yudhyacha. Further down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that devotees especially see the Lord in his beautiful blackish form of Sham Sundar. Always. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santah Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That is the perfection of yoga, to see Sham Sundar always. This yoga system should be continued until the mind does not vacillate for a moment. Continuously we should have remembrance and meditation on Krishna, absorption in Krishna. That is the goal of yoga. That is the goal of our upasana. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayah. The form of Vishnu is the highest individuality. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. Krishna is the highest. Lord Vishnu is the highest. And is always visible to the sages and saintly persons. Sada Pashyanti, they are able to see. Who? Suraya. The devotees are always able to see. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, the 2 paragraphs down, another significant word in this verse is Punya Shloka Yashaskaram. The devotee is called Punya Shlok. As one becomes purified by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna, so one can become purified simply by chanting the name of a holy devotee. The pure devotee of the Lord and Lord himself are non-different. Sakshadharitvena samasta shastra. It is sometimes feasible to chant the name of a holy devotee. This is a very sanctified process. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was once chanting the holy name of the gopis. Gopi, Gopi, Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu was chanting. So we should chant the names of the devotees also. Therefore we are taught by Srila Prabhupada to chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Even in our Prem Dhwani, we say अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ, श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ, श्री षड गोस्वामी प्रभु गण की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सर ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय. वी आर डूइंग जय जयकार. taking the names of all the pure devotees, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So Prabhupada is saying, and Bhagavan Kapil Dev is saying that chanting the names of the devotees of Krishna is also very powerful. Text 19. Sthitam vrajantam asinam shayanam va guhashayam prekshaniye hitam dhyaye shuddha bhavena chetasa. Thus always merged in devotional service. Sthitam vrajantam asinam. Always merged in devotional service, the yogi visualizes the Lord standing, moving, lying down, or sitting with him. For the pastimes of Supreme Lord are always beautiful and attractive. Shayanam va guhashayam prekshaniya. Prekshaniya means very beautiful to look at. And ihitam means pastimes. Dhyayed, one should visualize. Shuddha bhavena chetasa, the pure mind. We should visualize the pastimes of the Lord. We should practice that. And these pastimes are based on the pastimes described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other literatures like Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramayana, and Mahabharata. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the process of meditating on the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead within oneself and the process of chanting the glories and pastimes of Lord Krishna are the same. Whether we meditate on Krishna's form or whether we chant Krishna's name or we speak Krishna's pastimes or we hear them, it is non-different. All of them are limbs of bhakti. The only difference is that, now listen carefully, hearing and fixing the mind on the pastimes of the Lord is easier than visualizing the form of the Lord within one's heart. Because as soon as one begins to think of Lord Krishna within the heart, especially in this dark age of Kali, what happens? The mind becomes disturbed, mind becomes agitated, mind becomes distracted. And due to so much agitation, the process of seeing the Lord within the mind is interrupted. For a few seconds, we can meditate on the form of the Lord in the mind, but then the form goes away because the mind is running here and there to so many thoughts. I was listening to a lecture of His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj, and Maharaj was saying that every day the human mind on an average processes, I forgot the exact number, but somewhere close to 100 GBs, 100 GB of data. Things that we see, we are processing, right? The eyes are seeing, the brain is processing what we are seeing. Even driving, we are processing so much data. Talking to people, remembering, memorizing, reading, getting so much data, so much information. Our brains are processing so many gigabytes of data every day. So, therefore, the mind is always very distracted and disturbed because we have information overload. Therefore, now please listen carefully. Because the process of meditation on Krishna gets interrupted because of a disturbed mind, when there is sound vibration, praising the transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna, however, one is forced to hear. Correct? Many years ago, I was listening to a lecture of Shubha Vilas Prabhu. And he used to give a lecture in Gopal's Garden School in Bombay, connected to Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir. And he used to say, now here are teachers of Gopal's Garden. Some of them are senior counselors. They have been practicing Krishna consciousness for 20 years, 25 years or more. And there are kids who are young. Some are in kindergarten, some are in middle school, some are in high school. And I have to address everybody in the assembly in the morning for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Now, how to speak in a way that everybody's attention is captivated? Shubha Vilas Prabhu said that I tell stories. Because you talk philosophy, the kids may get distracted. You crack jokes, the kids may be entertained, but the adults may get distracted. But you tell a Krishna conscious story, then everybody is paying attention. So that's exactly what Srila Prabhupada is saying. When there is praising of the transcendental pastimes of Krishna, everyone is forced to hear. That hearing process enters into the mind, and the practice of yoga is automatically performed. Because what is yoga? Yoga means to connect with Krishna. And when we are hearing Krishna's pastimes, then automatically we are focusing on Krishna. Text 20. Tasmillabdhapadam chittam sarvavayava samsthitam विलक्षैकत्र संयुजाद अंगे भगवतो मुनिः. In fixing his mind on the eternal form of the Lord, the yogi should not take a collective view of all his limbs, but should fix the mind on each and individual limb of the Lord. This is important. We shouldn't just see the Lord as a complete whole and move away. We should take darshan of each and every limb of the Lord. How are the Lord's toenails? How are the Lord's feet? How are the Lord's calves? His thighs, his waist, his belly, his chest, his arms, his neck, beautiful face, his smile, lips, nose, ears, earring, eyes, eyebrows, tilak, his beautiful turban, his beautiful peacock feather, how he's holding the flute. Everything we should visualize. His garland, his clothes, the design on the clothes. Everything we should see. That is the way to take darshan. Srila Prabhupada says, this is specially instruction for the Muni. Because the word Muni is used. Ange Bhagavato Muni. The Munis are instructed here that they should take darshan of each and every individual limb of the Lord. Why? Because these Munis are sometimes accustomed to thinking that God is formless, impersonal. Therefore, especially for them, it is said that take darshan of each and every limb. So you understand that absolute is sentient. Thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast moved. It is recommended here that one first think of Krishna's lotus feet. The first two cantos are the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, we study the first two cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam first. Then his ankles, then his thighs, then Krishna's waist, then his chest, then his neck, and then the face, and so on. One should begin from the lotus feet and gradually rise to the upper limbs of the transcendental body of the Lord. Take that from the whole body, limb by limb, limb by limb. All the details we should see. Sanchintayed Bhagavata Sharanarvindam Vajrankusha Dhvajasaro Ruhalanchanadyam उत्तुंगरक्तविलसन् नखचक्रवाला ज्योत्स्नाभिराहतमहाद् धृदयान्धकारम्. The devotee should first concentrate his mind on the Lord's lotus feet, which are adorned with the marks of a thunderbolt, a gourd, a banner, and a lotus. The splendor of their beautiful ruby nails resembles the orbit of the moon and dispels the thick gloom of one's heart. Nakhadyuti Sudhakaram. So we should fix our mind on the lotus feet of the Lord, and Krishna's lotus feet have the marks, auspicious markings, the markings of a thunderbolt. Because Krishna crushes the pride of his devotees, mountain-like pride of the devotees, into fine powder. Krishna smashes and destroys the mountain like sinful aprarabdha of the devotees with that thunderbolt. Because thunderbolt is that weapon which is famous for destroying mountains. So our mountains of sins are destroyed by Krishna's thunderbolt, marking on his lotus feet. Vajra. Ankush. Elephant goad. Our mind is compared to the mad elephant. Hathi mata. Mad elephant is the mind. And a mad elephant can be controlled with the sharp goad that the Mahat uses. It controls the mind. So the gourd, Ankush mark on the lotus feet of Krishna indicates the gourd that controls the mad elephant mind, which means a devotee who meditates on the lotus feet of Krishna with the mark of the gourd, Ankush, that devotee will be able to control his or her mind. Hari Bol. Dhwaja. Krishna's lotus feet are also marked with Dhwaja. Dhwaja indicates Jaya Pataka, victory flag, indicating that a devotee who serves the lotus feet of Krishna, or who meditates on the lotus feet of Krishna, or who glorifies the lotus feet of Krishna, takes shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, will be victorious. Mamevaya prapadyante mayametam tarantite tava maya jayemahi. In this way we conquer over your maya. So all these different symbols on Krishna's lotus feet, Saroruha, the lotus. The lotus grows in the river, but always remains above the water of the river or the lake. Similarly, a devotee who meditates on the lotus feet of Krishna, who serves the lotus feet of Krishna, may be in the material world, but he remains above the modes of material nature, above the influence of this contaminated material world, remains spiritual, remains transcendental. Mam chayo avibhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samadhitayetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Remains on the spiritual platform. Srila Prabhupada says that the absolute has a real form as described in the Shastra, not some imaginary form. Srila Prabhupada says in the second paragraph, a concrete description of the eternal form of the Lord is given here. The Lord's foot sole is depicted with distinctive lines, markings, resembling a thunderbolt, a flag, a lotus flower, a gourd. The luster of Krishna's toenails, which are brilliantly prominent, resembles the light of the moon. Nakha, Dyuti, Sudhakaram. Sudhakaram means moon. If a yogi looks upon the marks of Lord Krishna's soul and on the blazing brilliance of his nails, then he can be freed from the darkness of the ignorance in material existence. Our avidya will go away. So this is the glory of Krishna's lotus feet. Now further description of the glory of the lotus feet of Krishna we will see from verse number 22, Krishna willing, day after tomorrow. So we'll stop here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Sorry for the interruption last week, but I was traveling to New York, so I missed 2 classes. So my apologies for that. Yes, Shama Vallavi Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, what you told about the Dveja, Prabhuji, the flag, meditating on the flag symbol, if you meditate.
Yes, it is a victory flag, Jaya Pataka, victory flag. So it indicates victory for the devotee. If the devotee meditates on the lotus feet of Krishna, the devotee will be always victorious, victory flag, Dhwaj. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Prabhuji.